Hey YouTube, today's a Fender Stratocaster build, a relic vintage style. I'm going to be showing you guys some of the techniques I used and what I put into it for parts, so I hope you enjoy. Alright guys, so starting up here on the headstock, did some sanding and then I actually applied liquid stain. This is from Stu Mac is where I ended up getting this. It's the vintage amber color, and I'm really impressed with the way it turned out. It really gave me that kind of vintage look that it's been sitting in a smoky bar for years and getting played. Then next up was to the fretboard. As you guys can see here, the neck's just got a really cheap look to it with the wood grain. So I went ahead and started sanding it, getting it ready to put some stain on. Now here's how it turned out after I got it sanded down. I used a really fine paper on it and went ahead and used, it's a Minwax wood finish penetrating stain. It's the color of True Black 274 is what I actually used. And as you can see here, it looks really dark going on, but as it set in, it really started to take a better color. So here's how it turned out after a couple coats. It was really starting to get a lot better look to it. For my next step, I went ahead and leveled the frets just to make sure everything was a-okay there, and they didn't turn out too bad. Next up, it was time for tuners. These are Wilkinson vintages, and they're made of nickel. And they're called the Classic Vibe is I think the model actually on these. They didn't go in too bad. I had a little bit of issue getting them to line up with the holes in the neck on the low E string to get that one in the correct place, but I think that's just more the drilling of the neck. I decided to use a Wilkinson bridge as well. Now I've never tried one of these, but I've so far liked their tuners, so I thought I'd give one of these a try. This model's got kind of the older style saddles. They're a little harder to adjust for intonation, but it fits the look of the guitar more than anything. And this tremolo bar, I actually wasn't a big fan of it. I like the ones that screw in, not just push in. Next up, it was time for a pick guard. I decided to go with a fully loaded Fender vintage. It's supposed to be noiseless pick guard. That's kind of what they call it. This is by far the most expensive part of the build. Now I ended up sanding just a little bit off here to make it look a little older, and it really surprised me. The clear was pretty thick on this guitar. Here's the overall result of how it turned out. I ended up putting a new bone nut in it too. What I ended up doing for a strap here, I just used a bag strap, kind of duct taped it on there, make it look like it's really seen some use. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this build, please subscribe and like, and we'll be in the future building more of these. So thank you guys, it's been fun.